What has to happen for the Bucs to win? I know that sounds absurd because they have Tom Brady, right? But the idea that the Chiefs can explode at any moment, I think, probably hangs over all four quarters. So, Rod, as a defensive guy, what do they have to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, go back to the first game that they had in November. They really didn't have a running game. And I think, the way Leonard Fournette is running the ball now as of late, and Jones is running the ball, if they can run the ball and still play action pass, use Gronk, use those big receivers in Godwin and Evans, and even the tight end, the other tight end, and Brate, you have some players. And, if they can do that consistently, run the football, that's going to slow them down. That's going to keep Mahomes and that explosive offense on the sideline. You can't score when you're on the sideline. And at the end, I think Todd Bowles' defense, he has to find a way where he's been doing a really good job. He did a really good job so far in the postseason to mixing it up when he was going to make pressure, when he was going to play some man, when he was going to play a little soft zone. And that secondary played pretty good football the first game. And I wouldn't be surprised they do it again. But if they can play their best game, running the football, Todd Bowles getting after Mahomes, not playing a lot of man-to-man, because that's one thing that you kind of want to stay away from when you play against Mahomes and that speed that they have on that offense. And they can get that pressure with the front four of the Bucs defense, then they have a great opportunity, and Tom Brady has a great opportunity of getting his 7th Super Bowl ring.
Talking to the great Rod Woodson, Hall of Famer on the field and a great coach as well when he wore that hat. Rod, you mentioned get to Mahomes with 4. Look, the numbers tell you don't blitz him. He kills you every time. But your instinct, I would have to think, as a defender, is go after the guy, right? So how do you resist the urge to find ways to heat him up?
Well, let's just go back to the one game they lost this year. All right, when you go back and watch that game, and the Raiders beat them, in the first quarter and a half, the Raiders played a lot of man-to-man, and they were getting tore up. They were getting just bombed. And, at halftime, they did a tremendous job. And they changed the game plan. They went to more zone, and they were getting pressure with their front four, doing some games up front. And Cosby did a great job on the edges on his own of getting pressure to the back behind there and getting pressure on Mahomes. And they won that game. And to me, when you play against them, because it's one thing that you don't want to do with them when you have Tyreek Hill, when you have a Hardman. And you just said a little while ago that Robinson's been cleared to play. We haven't even talked about Sammy. So you have so many. And then we didn't talk about the best tight end in the National Football League and Travis Kelce. When they have those type of weapons, you don't want to play a lot of man-to-man because they can take those shots down the field. If you can keep everything in front of you, if you can do that just bodes well for your football team to win those type of games.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.